Chapter 11, chapter 14, text 27.
Yet the mind of one meditating upon the object of sense gratification is certainly entangled in such objects. But if one constantly remembers me, then the mind is absorbed in me. So Lord Krishna, this whole chapter, actually, Om Ajnana Tamirandasya Jana Jana Salakaya Takshulamitam Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadammayam Dadati Sva Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Patakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagratatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajavam Sadvaitam Savahutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Tamscha Hey Krishna Garuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopacha Gopakanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanustade Devi Pranamami Hari Pre Vanchakalpa Tarubhyas Cha Kripa Sindhuveva Cha Patitanam Pavnevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Namaha Om Vishnu Vadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nivashresha Shunyavadi Pastachadi Shatarane Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasali Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this last week, similar verse that we was discussing in Hyderabad. And that verse was, for one who has controlled their mind is the best friend. But one who has not done so, their mind will be the greatest enemy. So we discussed in the Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, text 6. The Lord says, Bandir atmat manas tasya jainat maivavat manajitaha atmanas tu shrutve vitat vitetat vaiva shrutuvat. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. So Prabhupada explains that the purpose of practicing the eightfold yoga system is to control the mind in order to make the mind a friend in discharging the human mission. And the human form of life is a great boon. That's all it is. It's a vehicle. And that vehicle helps the soul which we are helps us in our ultimate emancipation. That's the only purpose of the human form of life, is to transmigrate from this 4 problems of life. This is one of the 4 fours. I call them, there's 4 fours. One is called problems of life. Second one is qualities of conditioned souls. Third one is animal propensities. And the fourth one are the controlling the regular sinful activities. So of these 4 fours, can anybody name one of the 4s? The first 4 fours. Okay, I'll give you a hint. The 4 animal propensities. There's 4 animal propensities. Prabhupada explains 4 animal propensity. Anybody?
Eating, sleeping.
Mating, defending. That's right. Okay, that's one. Okay, the next 4 is the 4 conditions of a conditioned soul.
4 defects.
4 defects of a conditioned soul, right? Conditioned soul, not liberated, conditioned. 4. It's 4.
Making mistakes. Becoming illusion.
Morris, you're going to get all of them. Yeah. Yes. That's the second one. But don't let Maharaj do it all. He's going to get all of them. Easy. I want everybody else to get it. Okay, the third one is the 4 problems of life.
4 problems of life.
What did you say? That's correct. No matter which position one is in life or which status one's in life, you still have to go to those. These are the problems, because these are the 4 problems of life: birth, death, old age, disease. And the last one, there's 4 sinful activities that we have to remain,
Sinful activities.
that we have to refrain from. Everybody knows this. This is the easiest one, especially the new initiates.
Intoxication.
What's the second one? I like that term in India. They make it sound like it's not as offensive when they say non-veg. Instead of saying meat eating, they say non-veg. Makes it sound like it's less offensive. Yes.
Illicit sex.
Illicit sex, and the last one? Gambling. So those are called, I call those the 4 fours. I always teach the children this, or new students. If they learn the 4 fours, they have a real nice foundation. So Prabhupada says that as long as the mind remains an unconquered enemy, one has to serve the dictation of lust, anger, avarice, and illusion. But when the mind is conquered, one voluntarily agrees to abide by the dictation of the personality of Godhead. So the process that is set up by the acharyas, sadhana bhakti process set up for acharyas, it makes it so easy for us to be able to conquer our mind, because then that way we can always be engaged in the service of the Lord. And one of the great things about devotional service. It's 9 processes. Here we go up now, there's another one. Name the 9 processes of devotional service. Shravanam, that's one, that's hearing. What's the second one? Second one is? Kirtana, that's the chanting, that's right. Third one? Smaranam, right, remembering. Fourth one? Padasevam, serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Fifth one? Archanam, worshiping the Lord. Vandanam, oh, I should have said that. The 6th one is offering prayers. The 7th one, Dasyam, being the Lord's servant. Dasyam? No, Satyam is the friendship of the Lord, and Atma Nivedana. Okay, now this is a good one. The next one is, of all these 9 processes, each one had one devotee who performed it to the complete process. He was the best at performing that. The best of each 9. And the first one, who was the for hearing? Pariksha Maharaj, that's right. Chanting, Shukdev Goswami, that's correct. Remembering, Prahlad Maharaj, that's right. Serving the lotus feet of the Lord, Lakshmi Devi. Archanam, Prithu Maharaj, that's right. Offering prayers, Akura, the Lord's loyal servant. Everybody knows that one, come on. Hanuman, and the best friend of the Lord, Arjuna, everybody. And the last one is complete surrender, Bali Maharaj. Okay, now, of all 9, this was one devotee who performed all 9 perfectly. Ambarish Maharaj, yes. The Prabhupada describes Ambarish Maharaj. He was completely 24 hours engaged in the Lord's service. Just think about it. Ambarish Maharaj was a king. He was a king. So he had to take care of the kingdom. He had to make sure all the constituents was taken care of. He had to take care of all the ministers, all the government, the military, everything. He was doing all those work, and at the same time, he was performing his devotional service. He was always engaged in meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord. He was always hearing about Krishna. He was always engaged in seeing the deities because he would go to the temple all the time. He ate prasadam. He visited the Vrindavan and Mathura. He touched the feet of the devotees of the Lord. He was always eating prasadam. He was always smelling the fragrance of the Lord's flowers and garlands. He was always bowing down to the deity. And he was hearing about the Lord 24 hours a day. So we see that the 6 Goswamis, we're considered Rupa Nugas, followers of the 6 Goswamis. Rupa Nuga is the chief. Sometimes they go back and forth between Sanat Goswami and Rupa Goswami, who, of those two, the chief of the 6 Goswamis. But we say Rupa Sanat. because they've given the whole process for us. And so, really, the way Prabhupada set it up, we're also doing it just like Ambarish Maharaj, 24/7. We can engage in the Lord's service and have the mind become what they call an idle mind is a, finish the statement. Yes, sir. So we are so fortunate how Prabhupada gave this system that was given to him from the Srila Bhaktisiddhanta and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Just think about it. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur, before him, the Vaishnava Siddhanta wasn't really a practice. In fact, they didn't even have any respect for the Vaishnavas. They saw them as a nuisance to society. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur reestablished the authenticity of the Vaishnava Siddhanta and reestablished the pure principles that was set down by the six Goswamis. And of course, he prayed for some help when he was establishing his Sankirtan preaching program. And that prayer was answered. They call it the ray of Vishnu, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he preached, and so many of his disciples, of course, Srila Prabhupada was the foremost disciple who took the message to the West. So if we can continue following the footsteps of these great acharyas, our life will definitely be in line with them, and we'll be able to control the mind and all our senses as well. Because without following this process, very, very, very difficult to be able to do that. I mean, it's almost impossible, really. Because this material world is what they call the 24 elements of the material, Mahatattva. And the Mahatattva consists of 24 material elements. And the first five, which is called the Mahabhuta, the first great Mahabhuta. Say it again? Yeah. Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Right, that's right. All glories to the Lord, jumping up all days about you. GK, all glories to the Lord. Then there's the false ego, the intelligence, the unmanifested stage of the three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Then you have the five senses for acquiring knowledge, which is eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. Then the five working senses. Voice, legs, hands. Yeah, we said that. Yeah, and it's the genitals, right. Then above there The subject matter we're speaking about right now is the mind. And the mind is very powerful of all of them. The mind is one of the most powerful of all of them. Although the tongue, they said, is the most uncontrollable. But the mind just as powerful. Because if your mind is not controlled, you can't do anything. But of all the two, Shravana Kirtana, hearing chanting, which is the most important? The first one. Of the two principles of devotional service, hearing and chanting, which one is the most important? Hearing. Because you can't hear, you will not be able to act. Hearing is more important. That's when Prabhupada used to go, when he would visit Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's lectures. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta immediately noticed that this boy, he hears nicely. He likes to hear. In fact, there was a ceremony, there was a event that was going to take place, and a lot of the students was debating where to go. But Prabhupada chose to listen to Bhaktisiddhanta instead of going to the event, and Bhaktisiddhanta said that this boy, he loves to hear. So our hearing is very important. Got to be, and that's how me as a musician, the hearing is so important. If you can't hear, you cannot be able, you can't even play.
I said you were singing an English song after
Mm-hmm.
You could not catch that lyric.
Yeah. That song is called Dancing, Feasting, and Chanting the Holy Name. The lyrics were, I will never know. See, I have to have my guitar in my hand for me to remember. I will never know. I will never know. It's amazing how, you see how the guitar and me are so connected that I immediately remember the song if the guitar's in my hand. But when it's not in my hand, it's like, it's foreign to me. It's amazing how that is, but that's how connected some musicians are. Some songs I can do that, but sometimes I have complete blur. But the song is about chanting the holy name and singing and feasting. What happened was, some God brothers was saying, Shambhu, you wrote the song, but you never wrote a festival song. So that inspired me to write this song. I will never know how.
Get the guitar for you.
Huh?
Get the guitar
I never know how.
English.
Yeah.
I
will never know.
Guitar.
I will never know. To have his chance to witness Srila Prabhupada's plan. His message is simple and sweet. You can make your life complete. There's no hard and fast rules, and so easy to do. Chanting, dancing, feasting, chanting the holy name. Chanting, feasting. Then it says Hari Hari Bo. That was the part that I did not instruct, because usually I would have the audience help me in that part when it comes to Hari, because everybody knows Hari Hari Bo. They know that part they know. And whenever I put my hand up, they know that's the cue to say Hari Hari Bo. So that was my mistake yesterday. I didn't cue y'all in that part of the song. But and then at the end of that song is the 2/4 rhythm. See, 2/4 rhythm is standard. It's a standard rhythm in India. So everybody picks that up. You can see them in lectures all over India. When it comes to that part, everybody knows it, because that's the standard rhythm in India, 2/4. And I purposely did that so that the mridanga player and the kata player and the devotees can sing along. Even though they won't sing in the beginning, but that part of it, everybody can participate in. And so that's the blessing for me. Prabhupada has given me to travel all over this country and enlighten them about this, how fortunate they are, and help them to realize that they have a great opportunity to finish this life, birth, death, old age, disease, when you have no more dealing with samsara, and just make this your last lifetime. And the devotees here, it's a 50%. So now y'all have more than 50. So it's up to like 80%, Prabhu said now. All you have to do is the 20%. Because the devotees there, Prabhu said, they have like 80%.
80% బాగానే ఉన్నారు. ఆ 20% వాళ్ళు జపం చేస్తే కీర్తన చేస్తారు, జీవితం మారిపోతుంది.
So just think about it. You only have to do the 20%. And this would be the last birth. No more coming back. No more worrying about, I got a headache. I'm sick. Something's wrong. Or everything completely on a transcendental platform. And we're reestablish our original relationship with the Lord. What's that verse? Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Satya Kavinaya. Shravanadi Shrudititi. Karude Udaya. That means that it's nothing to gain from outside, because it's already there. The soul is what's called with Sat Chit Ananda. It's eternal, full of knowledge, and blissful. That's the constitutional position of every living entity in their original position. But because we're called marginal energy of the Lord, because we're a marginal energy of the Lord, we can go either on the spiritual platform or the material, according to our desire. But by doing this process that the Acharya has given us, allow us to reestablish that forgotten relationship. And then once that's ignited, never again does it distinguish. Once it's reunited. This whole process, Prabhupada gave an example. It's like a match. And the process, devotional service, the process is the flint. And we are the one who's striking the flint so that the fire can manifest. That's what all this whole process is for, to reawaken our relationship with the Lord that's already there. So you're not gaining nothing. It's already there. It's just right now it's in the dormant position. And and this process awakens it. And the more we engage in this activity, and the more we do it sincerely, and they have more shraddha, faith in the process, then the Lord, by His being pleased with the service, then He gives you realization. All right. See, the whole process is to please the Lord, please the devotees of the Lord, please Krishna. We have a top-down system. 99% of the individuals on this planet follow the bottom up. Can anybody explain the bottom up? What'd you say? I didn't hear you. What did he say?
What is the question?
The question is, there's two systems in the world. 99.9% of the people on this planet follow bottom up. We follow top down. So my question is, can you explain what is bottom up?
Ascending process of knowledge and descending process of knowledge. We follow descending process of knowledge.
Right. But what is the descending process? The bottom up, ascending. What is that?
Empirical knowledge.
What does that contain? Bottom line is, bottom up means that people go by what they think, their mind, their own thoughts, what they believe. They are their authorities, what they think. It's very rare for someone to exclusively go by some authority. They have to have their own opinion, what they think, what you think. Because everybody really thinks that their opinion is, especially when it comes to spiritual knowledge, is valid. And that's not the case. Why? Anybody know? Why it's not very good to think that your mindset or your opinion is valid when it comes to spiritual knowledge and understanding. There's one answer for that. Anybody know? Because the four defects, mistakes, propensity to cheat, illusion, imperfect senses. If you're conditioned soul, how are you going to get perfect knowledge and you're completely, all the time, associated with those four defects? It's not possible. That's why we have the top down. That was one of the most impressive things when I read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is. It was so impressive for me. And I just turned 15. But it was so impressive to see it was an unbroken chain of acharyas. Unbroken chain. All the way up to Krishna himself. And each individual acharya mimicked the previous acharyas, same quality, same mindset, same purity. There was no deviation from one to the next in an unbroken chain. So when you have something on that platform, Prabhupada says it's like you just accept as it is. That's when he translated the Bhagavad Gita. He said, as it is. No need to speculate. There's no need to bring your opinion. There's no need to theorize, because it's all done for you. You just accept and follow. Because when it comes down to philosophy, Prabhupada also explains that we can philosophize and debate all day. There'll be no end to it. It just comes down to who you accept as the authority. Who's your authority? We accept the authority of the Parampara, Prabhupada, what he says, what Bhaktisiddhanta says, what Arjuna says, what the 12 Mahajans. And we don't have to speculate because they give the information very clear. That's the beauty of it. It's so clear. But they never force. They never force. Why? Why they never force? Because I get these questions a lot of times from in Christian world. They say, well, if God, he's in control, well, how come he can't make everybody go according to his will?
Love is voluntary.
That's right. Love factor, that's correct. Lolium. He wants to love. He wants to love. Love is voluntary. You've never seen a mother with the child and she's burnt out that she have to perform her mother duties to the child out of as a 9 to 5 a job. No, she does it lovingly. But that's what Krishna wants. And when you do it, and when we have that mindset while performing our service to the Lord, then that's what Krishna.
I will tell that statement in local language. భగవంతుడు మనల్ని భక్తి చేయడానికి బలవంతం చేయడానికి ప్రేమ అనేటువంటిది ప్రేమ అంటే మనతో పని చేయాల్సింది అంటే భగవంతుడు కానీ బలవంతం చేయదు ఆయన ప్రేమిస్తే దొరుకుతుంది.
So everybody's future here is bright, like the rising of the sun. Just continue the process and have faith in the Prabhupada in the process, and the Lord reciprocate. Trust me, it does work. Like I said, I started this process when I was 15. And I can honestly say Prabhupada always took care of me. He's always taken care of me. He always made sure that whatever I needed as far as on the path, he'd give to me. But he never forced me. So I can't say I always followed. That's not the truth. But he always taken care of me because I always had faith in him and faith in the process. And when you do that, the Lord reciprocates. Because Krishna is the first guru. He's Chaita Guru. He's in the heart, Super Soul. Super Soul knows everything that's going on in your life. And so you have faith in him. Let him take care of your problems. Just have faith in him. Because this life is not like it's going to be a straight line. That's not going to happen. Because we're all coming from different karmatic. Okay. So anyway,
That's clear.
okay, yeah. Forgot my thought. Anyway,
Faith in the process.
yeah, if we have faith in the process, Prabhupada would, in the Lord will help. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Yeah, there's a verse that I always quote this verse in the Bhagavatam. Tatsaivato prayate kovido. Those who are intelligent and philosophically inclined. Each one of us have what's called zeros. Prabhupada calls them zeros. Some has 100 zeros. Some might have 1,000,000. Some might have 100,000. Some might have 200,000. According to our karma, that's going to be there. Tal lipyate dukavad and yatasukam. Just like you go to a pharmacy to get the latest medicine because you got sick. Nobody asked to get sick. Has anybody raise your hand who asked to get sick? Anybody?
What is that?
Has anyone ever asked to get sick?
ఎప్పుడు అనారోగ్యం లేకుండా ఉన్నవాడికి ఉన్నారా?
No, nobody asked. No one asked to get sick. No, it comes on its own accord. It comes when you didn't ask for it. In the same way, happiness also comes. So the point I'm making is, you don't have to endeavor for these things because it's, whatever you're destined to get is going to come.
ఏ విధంగా రోగాలు అడగకపోయినా కష్టాలు అడగకపోయినా వస్తూ ఉంటాయో అదే రకంగా మీకు రాసి పెట్టి బలవంతంగా మీకు చేస్తారు.
Example, just like when I came on the bus from Sunkundabad, I had to pack my bags, had to get the ticket, had to wait till the rain stopped, got the ride, went to the bus stop, got on the bus, waited for it. No, I got on the bus to go to another bus. The point I'm making is, you perform all the activities to get this body. You did all the work to get this body. So everything that's connected to it is coming. Those are called the zeros. And everybody, all of us have our zeros according to our karmatic makeup. Don't worry about that. Don't endeavor about that. I'm telling you. Trust me when I'm saying about this because it took me a long time to learn. It has nothing to do with skill, know-how, or knowledge. If it's destined to happen, it will. But if it's not, you can have all the knowledge and skill, everything that, as far as a particular job or particular activity you want to do, if it's not destined, it's not happening, regardless of you have the skills, the know-how, and all these attributes that come with that. If it's not destined, it's not happening. My point is, concentrate on the one. Put that one in front of the zero, because Prabhupada says, when you put the one in front of 10, immediately becomes what? 10. Immediately. Concentrate on the one in your life, and the zeros will take care of itself. I can tell you that from my own personal experience. I'm completely convinced of that part of it in this life, because it took me a long time to realize this.
మనకున్న యోగ్యతలన్నీ కూడా సున్నాలు 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 అని ఆ కృష్ణుడు అనే ఒకటి ఆ ఒకటి మీరు పట్టుకుని అది సున్నాలకు గురి వస్తుంది అది
Right. Any questions? Anybody?
Math అయిపోయింది ఇంకా ప్రశ్న పెట్టాలి.
What she say?
Your experiences with Prabhupada.
She went
How
to.
many times did you see him, meet him, and what percolated in you in the presence of Prabhupada?
Okay, I'll tell you some story. This was in Mayapur, 1976, in Mayapur, Sridham Mayapur. At that time, Mayapur was very austere. So myself and one godbrother, Subhag, I think he's a Swami now, Subhag Swami.
Subhag.
Yeah. Of course, we were brahmachari. Yeah, yeah. So we was walking up in the Lotus building in Mayapur, and Prabhupada's rooms on the second floor. So every evening, no, late afternoon, early evening, it's like 4 o'clock. At that time in Mayapur was very nice weather. And the fall was so nice. So Prabhupada would come out of his room and he would walk. In the Lotus building, you can walk all the way around like a circle. It's like a circle all the way around. So Prabhupada was walking down, and we had just walked up from the steps, myself and Subhag. So we offer our respects, because it was just us three. Prabhupada was there, and Subhag was in the middle, and I was on the last part. So after we offer our obeisances, got up, Prabhupada looked directly at me. He's looking directly at me, and he started speaking in Bengali. Of course, I don't know Bengali, so I just folded my hands and smiled. So Subhag said, "Oh, Prabhupada, you know, that's Shambhu from USA." So Prabhupada waved his hand and said, "Oh," he waved his hand like that and pointed at me and said, "You were Bengali in your previous life."
What?
You were a Bengali in your previous life. He told me that. He said, you were a Bengali in your previous life. So after he told me that, then I remembered when I first came to India, the year before. And when I landed in Calcutta, no, Mumbai. We went from Mumbai to Calcutta. But when I landed in Calcutta, I had a deja vu feeling. Of course, I didn't tell no one. I didn't say it to anyone. But when Prabhupada told me that I was a Bengali in my previous life, then I understood why I felt that way when I went to Calcutta for the first time, when I was young. There's another story. There's a holy spot called Haridaspur. It's right there on the border, Bangladesh and West Bengal. Haridaspur. This is a place where Sriramad Haridas Thakur would go and perform his bhajan and rest when he was traveling. So he made that place became a holy spot. So the Sevite of that His name was Prabhu Saru. And actually, he was one of the last sannyasis Prabhupada gave sannyas to, Bhakti-Vivar Swami, Bhakti-Vivar. So he was the Sevite of Haridas Poor, and he wanted to donate it to Prabhupada. So he donated to it, and so Prabhupada immediately wanted to go there and lay the cornerstone and build the temple. So a small group of devotees went with Prabhupada to Haridaspur, and I was one of them. I was with, there was Jai Thakur went, myself, Tamal, Krishna, a couple of brahmacharis, and that was it. Just about 5 or 6 of us went. And Pancho Deveda Swami, because he was singing. So they started the process of laying the articles for the sacrifices, the puja. So as that was going on, the kirtan was to start. And so Prabhupada, I was one of his favorite Madanga players, by the way. Prabhupada loved my Madanga playing. So I was playing the Madanga and was singing. So when Maharaj, he was leading the kirtan, as soon as he said, Ramo, Prabhupada stopped him. He said, you don't chant. And everybody know why Prabhupada stopped him. We don't chant Ramo. The word is Rama, Hare Rama, not Ramo. And this disease is still prevalent within ISKCON and in the Vaishnava community because it's imitating people. But that left impression on me, so much so that I don't chant like that. I never chanted like that anyway, but still it was enough for me to see that we can't make up mantras, one thing. The Acharya has given us more than enough mantras to chant and pray. And don't chant the Maha Mantra incorrectly. You'll never hear any of Prabhupada's bhajans or chanting where he's chanting Ramo or any of the his kirtans where he's improperly chanting the prayers. So that was another impactful pastime with Prabhupada. Didn't I tell you 3 months before Prabhupada left, we went to another same Sevite. It was the Sevite who was taking care of Mahesh Pandit. Mahesh Pandit was one of the great devotees of Lord Chaitanya. And this Sevite had the original deities of Mahesh Pandit. So he also wanted to donate it to Prabhupada, ISKCON. But it never happened because Prabhupada wouldn't accept his conditions. But that particular day, I think Prabhupada, he spoke almost 3 hours, Bengali, nonstop. And that was the last time that was the last time he spoke that long, ever, before he left. Almost 3 hours straight in Bengali. So I remember that because that left an impression on me how Prabhupada spoke that long. Any more questions?
Good story చెప్పాలి అడిగిన ప్రశ్నకి ప్రభుత్వాలతో మీ అనుభవాలు అంటే ఆయన చిన్న స్టోరీలు ప్రభుత్వాల నాయకుడు బాగా వేడి ఎక్కువగా ఉండేది 4 గంటలకి చక్కగా చల్లగాలి ప్రభుత్వాలు బయటకు వచ్చేవాడు మరి బయట తిరుగుతుంది ఈయన సుబ్బర స్వామి ప్రభుపాద ఇట్లా వస్తే దండం పెట్టాడు. దండం పెట్టే సుబ్బర స్వామి ఆయన పరిచయం చేసేది ఇండియాకి అంటే అయితే నువ్వు బెంగాలీ వాళ్ళు ఉన్నాడు కదా. They are also saying that you look like Bengali.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still getting that. Even as I travel around India, they think I'm from Bengal or South India.
I also you are either a black American or a white American.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ప్రభుపాద ఇట్లా ఎందుకన్నారు తర్వాత కలకత్తా వచ్చినప్పుడు వాళ్ళందరూ బాగుంటుంది. రెండవది హరిదాస్పూర్ అని చెప్పి బంగ్లాదేశ్ వెస్ట్ బెంగాల్ బార్డర్లో ఆ స్థలం ఉంటే ఆయన దాన్ని ఇస్కాన్ డొనేట్ చేయాలి. హరిదాస్పూర్ అంతా ఉంటాయి కదా బార్డర్, అది ఇస్కాన్ డొనేట్ చేస్తే వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళి ప్రభుపాదగా పూజిస్తారు. ఏర్పాటు చేసి వీళ్ళ కీర్తనలు భజన దాంట్లో ఒక ఆయన గరిష్టలు రామో రామో హరే రామో హరే రామో ప్రభుపాదిస్తూ ఉంటారు. హరే రామ హరే రామ 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 మంత్రాన్ని సరిగ్గా బాగా చేస్తుంటారు. మూడవది థర్డ్ త్రీ ప్యాషన్స్. అది ప్రభుపాద వెళ్ళిపోయారు. ఆయన 3 నెలల్లో శరీరం వదిలిపెట్టినప్పుడు ఆయన బెంగాల్ వెస్ట్ బెంగాల్ మహేష్ పండిట్.
Yeah, Mahesh Pandit. Yes.
వాళ్ళు కూడా ఆ స్థలాన్ని ప్రభుపాదకి చైతన్య మహాప్రభు లీలాస్థానం ఇవ్వాలంటే ప్రభుపాద కండిషన్ ప్రభుపాద పూర్తిగా. కానీ ప్రభుపాద మాట్లాడిన ప్రారంభిస్తే నాన్ స్టాప్ 3 గంటలు బెంగాలీలో చాలా మాట్లాడారు. ఆయన పూర్తిగా ఆ స్థితిలో వెళ్ళి ఆయన మాట్లాడిన ప్రారంభిస్తే చైతన్య మహాప్రభు 3 గంటల సేపు ఆశ్చర్యపోయారు. పల్లకిలు వస్తున్నాయి మాట్లాడిన ప్రారంభించారు 3 hours.
Yeah, yeah. And last one, remember that we just had the Maha Kumbh Mela. Remember the Maha this past year, Maha Kumbh Mela? I was with Prabhupada when he went to Kumbh Mela in 76.
72.
No, 77. 77.
Last year, Prabhupada last year.
Yeah, and he went before he left. It was in 76. Kumbh Mela, 76. Kumbh Mela, 76. This was they had organized it and then put the Prabhupada put out the ponder way in the back. It was not very organized nicely, and but this is my pastime, and this day I'll never forget this to my end of my life. So Prabhupada, I had some cartels that I had, some personal cartels, even had my name engraved on them, right? So Prabhupada needed some cartels to sing Jai Radhamadava, so I voluntarily was so happy to give him my cartels to play. Would you believe after Prabhupada finished singing, all I did was turn my back and someone stole my cartels. Stole them.
don't have them now.
No, someone just like that, they took them. I have an idea it was one of the Swamis, somebody, but
Your name is there.
my name was on it, yeah. So even today, my name is still on those cartels if they're somewhere in this world. But I'll never forget that. You know,
కుంభమేళాలో 1976లో ప్రభుపాద పట్టిన కూడా ఉన్నాయి కుంభమేళలో. అప్పుడు ప్రభుపాద ఆయన కర్తాలను కీర్తన చేయడానికి అడిగితే ఆయన పేరు చెక్కి ఉన్నటువంటి కర్తాలను సంతోషంగా ప్రభుపాద ఇచ్చారు. నా కర్తాలను ప్రభుపాద రాయకపోతున్నాను. ప్రభుపాద ఆ కర్తాలను కీర్తన చేసి పెట్టాడు. ఇది తీసుకురాగా ఈ 2 నిమిషాల కర్తాలను ఎత్తిపోయారు. ఎందుకంటే ప్రభుపాద శిష్యుడు అది ఆయన బతుకంతా గుర్తుంది. ఎవరి దగ్గర ఉన్నారో నా పేరు వాళ్ళు ఉంది.
so even still, I had the opportunity to please Prabhupada by giving him my cartels.
జీవితంలో అవసరం నా మనసులో కర్తాలు ప్రభుపాద ఇచ్చారు.
Yeah. And now I get to ask Prabhupada some questions during that Kumbh Mela festival, but I can't remember the question I asked him. I can't remember, but I asked him so many questions there. Because usually during that time, we didn't want to bother Prabhupada by asking stupid questions, just to ask questions to be asking. Because devotees would do that just so they could say they had some rapport. But I wasn't like that. I didn't want to do like that, So now I'm thinking about it. All those times I could have asked Prabhupada so many. I could have asked him so many questions, so many things I could have did, but I didn't do it because of the mindset.
కుంభమేళాలో క్లాస్ అయిన తర్వాత ప్రభుపాద ఎన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతారు. చాలామంది ప్రభుపాదతో నేను కూడా మాట్లాడారు. అధికారులకు రావడానికి వాళ్ళు ఏదో పరిపాలన జరుగుతుంది. ఈయనకి అట్లా అనిపించేది కదా, కావాలని ప్రభుపాద అలక్ష్యం తెచ్చుకోవడానికి అదే. కానీ ఒక ప్రశ్న అడిగాను, ఆ ప్రశ్న దానికి గుర్తులేదు.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I can't think of any more. Now, watch. When I leave, some more are going to come to my mind. But now, because I'm thinking about it, nothing's coming. But as soon as I leave and go to them, I could have said this. I could have told them this one. I could have told them that one. I could have told that. It's always like that.
So you wanted to say many things, but you are taking time.
Yeah, it's like a mental block.
Everybody has that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
ఇంకా ఎన్నో విషయాలు గుర్తు తెచ్చుకోవాలని చూస్తే ఈ మహాలు చూస్తుంటే ఆ మైండ్ బ్లాక్ అవుతుంది.
Any more questions, anybody?
మహాల్లో ఏది కనబడుతుందంట, ఈ భక్తి మార్గం ప్రభుత్వ చెప్పి కానీ ప్రభుత్వ ఈ జీవితంలో భగవంతుని దర్శించుకుంటారు. అది
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srimad Bhagavatam ki.